Okay, for this video, I want to take a few minutes and summarize the if, the and the or statements in collecting data rather than working with money. So how we did it in the fees. So on this one, we're going to be on the math tab. And I know everyone has different ways that they want to analyze data. So hopefully this is going to give you an idea of where each of these functions may help you in yours. So on my math tab, we have 3 teachers collecting data for their multiplication test throughout the year. So we've got our beginning of year and mid-year for all 3 teachers. We want our students to have 80% or higher on their end of year exam. So I'm going to come over here to the progress monitoring for each of those teachers. And with teacher 1, I've made 3 new columns to show you the if, the and the or, and how you could use it in this scenario. So for the if statement, I may want to see if just on the most recent progress monitoring, is anyone above 80% yet? So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to do equal if parentheses. Now run my logical test. So I want to know if progress monitoring 3 is greater than 79. If it is, I'm going to go to my true statement. I'm going to say benchmark met. And remember, you have to have quotation marks so that Excel knows exactly what you want it to put in this cell if it's a true statement. To my comma. If it's false, I want it to say continue progress monitoring. So parentheses again, or not parentheses, quotation marks. Continue progress monitoring. Quotation marks again, and I'm going to close it out with parentheses. So, all right. So this student is not at 80 yet. I'm going to copy this all the way down. And now I can see that each of my students, I have a few that have met their benchmark. So that is my if statement, just looking at the most recent progress monitoring. For the and statement, let's say that I want to know, I'm going to escape out of my copy. I want to know, are they making steady growth? Every time I progress monitor, are they increasing their scores each and every time? So I'm going to do equal and parentheses. I want to know, is progress monitoring 2 greater than progress monitoring 1? And is progress monitoring 3 greater than progress monitoring 2? Do my parentheses and close that out and hit enter. So for this student right here, 10, 19, 40, that's true. They are making adequate growth. If I copy this down, I'm going to see if I look down here, I've got one that says false. I have another false right here. So I can kind of analyze this data now and see, okay, for this student, they were at 64 at the beginning, or my first progress monitor. They went up to 81, and that was looking really good, and then they backslid down to 76. So that would be one I would want to keep an eye on. Same with my false right here. Started at 8, went down to 7, up to 28. Yeah, they're making growth, but we did backslide just a little bit, so I would want to keep an eye on them for 2 reasons. They're still so low, but because they did backslide. So, and same here, 10 up to 19 and then down to 17. So I would want to see that. So that's my and statement. Are they making continual growth without backsliding? So for my or statement, maybe I just want to know on all my progress monitoring, have they scored above 79% at all? I want to see, do they have potential to show me that they can? So do equal or, okay, is progress monitoring 1 greater than 79, or progress monitoring 2 greater than 79, or progress monitoring 3 greater than 79. So I close that out. The student right here hasn't met it yet. And I copy that all the way down. So I have some falses in there, then I have some trues. So my student here, they've met all 3 of these criteria for you. Yep, they've met benchmark, they're past 80. Yes, they showed consistent growth, and at any point they have been above 79. So I can come down here a little further. For this one, I have continue progress monitoring false, but then I have a true. So continue progress monitoring, it's because their final one is not at 76. My and statement, they have not made consistent growth because they backslid. However, if I'm just looking at the OR statement, have they met their benchmark at any point? They have. They met it in their progress monitoring 2. So that is the difference between these 3 and how you can use them in collecting data. Hopefully you'll find 1, 2, or all 3 of these helpful for you.